Have begun handing out orange and black ribbons ahead of Victory Day. The ribbons of St. George is worn in remembrance of the Soviet people who fought in the Second World War.
It's prime time's Katerina Azarova can tell us more about the symbol's significance now. Very good evening to you, Katerina. What exactly is this campaign about?
Well, this campaign originally started 6 years ago in 2005 when many youth organizations decided to hand out the so-called St. George ribbons like these, to commemorate and to honor all the veterans who fought in the Great Patriotic War, as it's known in Russia, of course, across the entire world, as the Second World War. Now, these ribbons have a very long history in Russia itself, and they symbolize smoke and fire. Of course, the smoke is the black strip and the fire is the orange strip, and they represent a time a soldier spent in battle fighting for his country. And they were originally attached to the Medal of St. George, given, of course, to all of those who distinguished themselves on the battlefields. And in 2005, they became yet another representation connected firmly to the anniversary of the Great Victory Day in the Great Patriotic War. And ever since 2005, every year, millions of these get handed out to people not only in Russia, but actually all over the world. Of course, Russia, countries like Russia, United States, United Kingdom, many European nations, basically all of those who fought against Nazi fascism in the 1940s, all participate in this action. And basically everywhere in all those countries, ribbons like these are handed out. People later attach them to their bags or their cars and show that they honor and remember the sacrifices that the people of this country gave in order to win that victory, in order to bring peace not only to Europe but to the entire international community, and to give the people of the world a chance for a better future.
First of all, it's the memory, and it's a symbol of our victory and of our pride.
My grandfather fought in the war. If we don't remember what happened, who will?
There's a war hero in every family, not necessarily someone who fought, but someone who worked and survived during the war. That's why every Russian attaches a special feeling to it.
Katerina, you've already mentioned that the black and orange ribbon is much more than just a symbol to commemorate the Second World War. There's even a special campaign dedicated to it, I believe. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, there are many, many different things planned, of course, all somehow related to the St. George ribbon, all across town for most of April and into the first half of May. You have little stations like these that give out St. George ribbons to passerby. There are also various actions also related to the St. George ribbon, of course, all focused on commemorating the day. We know that a new record is actually on the agenda, also, of course, involving the St. George ribbon. Currently there is an exhibition in Moscow titled The Heritage of the Country that basically features everything Russia is proud of, Russia has encompassed throughout its long and rich history. And as part of that exhibition is sand sculptures. Over 1.5 tons of sand used to create various different sculptures, icons, paintings, all those things. And as part of that exhibition, people have actually made a St. George ribbon out of sand, of course, also to commemorate Victory Day. And they're aiming for the record because to commemorate the 66th anniversary of Victory Day, that sand St. George ribbon is 66 meters long. The creators of that sand sculpture hope that it will be enough to get them in the record books, but if not, they still say that they believe it is a great way to honor the veterans, to participate in the celebrations leading up to Victory Day, and of course, Victory Day itself.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more of these black and orange ribbons between now and Victory Day. Significant meaning, and explaining a little bit more about why they're used. That was our correspondent, Katerina Azarova.